Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 9, Episode 11. Thank you guys again for sending your condolences to me and my family in regards to my grandfather's passing. I will be leaving town tonight or whatever, and the funeral is on Thursday, so I'll be leaving town tonight. And, I did watch, a couple of people's reviews or whatever on some of these shows because I honestly thought that I wasn't going to get on camera this week at all, but I decided to, try to go ahead and do some stuff before I leave town tonight and everything. I'm going to try to do, I think I should have time to do Love and Hip Hop or whatever before I leave. I'm not sure about Black Ink Crew. I didn't even know that it was coming on last week. I thought it was going to come on this week and everything, this Wednesday or whatever. But and then I hate when VH1 puts out 2 episodes during the season premiere because it becomes overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? To have to review 2 episodes at once. But I'm gonna try to see where I am with that. If not, I'm gonna just have to catch up, when I come back in town or whatever. But anyways, yeah, so let's talk about it. So, let's talk about Phaedra and no, matter of fact, I want to talk about Portia first. So Portia, she goes to lunch with Todd and everything, and he's telling her how he's had issues at work, in regards to his social media, and how she's kind of confused or whatever, and I guess apparently his boss is conservative, and and he's like that. His boss is probably like most likely supporting Donald Trump and everything, and he talks about her posting the DNC event with Phaedra or whatever, and then a video of them on the beach and everything. And like as I told you guys before, sometimes when you are working in a certain type of profession, or or if you're dating somebody that's working in a certain type of profession, sometimes you do have to watch what you post on social media. You know what I'm saying? Even though certain things you be like, like, why can I post this, whatever. But yeah, unfortunately, shit like that happens where you have to be very careful about what you post or whatever, this, that, and the third. So yeah, he says pretty much, I guess you could say they gave him an ultimatum, and he chose Portia over his job, and she's kind of taken aback by it. She's flabbergasted. She was like, why would you make such a hasty decision like that? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, so what are your intentions, with being down here with me then? And he like, honestly, I don't know. And I'm just like, I'm looking at him crazy, like how Portia was looking at him crazy. She like, why are you down here then? And why did you quit your job if you don't even know what your intentions are with me? You know what I'm saying? And she's like that. She feels like it's irresponsible of him, and she says that honestly, I just wanted to have a baby, not a relationship. This, that, and the third. And you quitting your job and everything is not showing me family material, is not showing me no security and everything. And it's like, yeah, technically Portia didn't want to have a family at first. She did just want to have a baby with the man or whatever, this, that, and the third. But then it seemed like she, once he presented his thoughts to her and everything, she was down with the idea of, having a family and everything. But I don't know. But, last week after I did my review on last week's episode, I was watching Scotty, Mr. Still Standing, his review and everything, and he was talking about how apparently Todd is not the, dad of the year that he tries to put on. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about Famulous, whatever that website is, how they was talking about how, he's pretty much a deadbeat dad, how one of his kids came out and said that they ain't seen him in the last 2 years, and now apparently he got another child out there, because you guys remember he has 2 sons. Apparently he has another child out there that he ain't claiming or whatever, this, that, and the third. So Portia, you might not want to, you might want to rethink this whole thing and everything. I had to go back and do my research. I was like, what? How did I miss that? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all can, look it up or whatever. But anyway, so, as she's talking to him, he starts to kind of grinning and everything. And she says, see, you think it's a joke because you're about to laugh and everything. And, she's not playing around with him, this, that, and the third. Now, honestly, I told y'all last week, you know, Todd does come off like a dumb, blonde, ditzy kind of, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yeah, it don't seem like he takes shit seriously. And to me, that's a turn off. Like, that is a real turn off. You know what I'm saying? But, anyways, moving on from that, okay. Later on, we see Portia again. Shamia is in her room trying to, you know, take care of her and everything because Portia done passed out again. You know what I'm saying? And in the midst of her telling us about her passing out again, you know, either Phaedra calls her or she calls Phaedra or whatever. And you know, she was telling us about how her condition or whatever that she has, you know, not enough blood is going to her brain and everything. Well, I'm like, well, they need to, I don't know if they need to give you some type of medicine to get that under control, some type of, I don't know. They need to do something because she says that this has happened to her 5 times now. Like, I mean, yeah, they need to do more than just, you know, telling you what the fuck the condition is. They need to try to get that shit under control or something because, you know, that, yeah, no. But, I'm like, yeah, no, you know, like, I'm confused, you know what I'm saying? But, anyway, so Phaedra, she's telling her that pretty much she wants to have a dinner with the girls and everything. And, you know, Shamia, she's trying to hang up on Phaedra or whatever because, you know, those two have issues with each other or whatever, this, that, and the third. Next thing you know, Todd shows up or whatever with some ice cream and I think some flowers and everything. And she was just being so cold to him this whole scene. And I'm like, oh, Portia. She was being so cold to him. You know, he all up on her or whatever. And she was kind of like, nigga, ew. Like, get the fuck off of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, her face just said it all. And she's sitting up here talking about how she's so stressed or whatever about him not having a job. And I'm like, what is you stressed about him not having a job for? Y'all don't even know if y'all consider this to be a relationship or not, let alone y'all not even like engaged or married or whatever for you to be stressing about him not having a job. I was like, what? You know? And it's like, it's not like, you know, like, I mean, you have your own shit. You know what I'm saying? You have your own job and, you know, you doing your own stuff. So, yeah, I was just like, girl, what? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so apparently I guess they had like a big blow up the other night or whatever. She was like, you know, he was trying to do the middle of the night poke or whatever. Y'all know what that means. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get a little nookie and she won't with it. You know what I'm saying? She said that she was tired as hell and she works a lot. You know what I'm saying? And she was like there, she feels like he doesn't take what she does seriously. And he's saying, you know, he just wants time with her. You know, he doesn't get no time with her and everything. And she says how him not having a job is a deal breaker and, you know, blase. And, you know, she's just over the whole conversation. And she says, you know, can we talk about this another time or whatever. So, you know, he kisses her, you know, on the cheek or whatever. And then he leaves. So I don't know about that whole situation. I mean, you know, whatever. I don't care to talk about Candy and Cynthia's, you know, their living arrangement. I don't care to talk about Sheree and they shit either. Let's talk about Phaedra and Kenya. So the episode started out with these two or whatever. They in the car, like Thelma and Louise. They got their little, you know, head, you know, scarves wrapped around or whatever, you know, as they're driving off into the sunset on their way to Flint or whatever for, you know, the camp. So they arrive at the camp and everything, and you know, they meet with the directors of the camp and they're giving them a tour or whatever, and you know, it's free of charge and everything. And you know, the girls, they all coming up hugging Kenya and all this other stuff. I think because, you know, maybe because she had her dog or whatever, I'm not too sure. But anyways, yeah, so later on at the camp, Kenya, she's doing like an exercise with the boys and the girls, mainly like the girls a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Kenya's telling them about how, you know, she ran to be a beauty queen 3 times and how she finally won or whatever the 3rd time. And you know, she was telling people how, you know, I mean, she was telling, you know, them how, you know, people was telling her that she wasn't pretty enough and that her skin was too dark, and she was like, you know, how many of you girls have heard that or whatever? And you know, everybody pretty much raised their hand and everything. And I really thought, I mean, I just thought this whole thing with, you know, Phaedra and Kenya was very touching for them to, you know, really, you know, to do this for these kids. You know what I'm saying? You know, that whole water situation with Flint is still going on. It's like, what, been almost 2 years now, or about 2 years, you know? It's sad. It's really unfortunate. And you know, the other stuff that these kids have had to gone through, you know, in their upbringing, you know, just in general, you know what I'm saying? So I really thought that this was a good thing for them to do, you know, together, because we know the turmoil that these two have had in the past and everything. And I don't know, I'm like everybody else, I don't know how long this is going to last, especially, you know, once we talk about, you know, all the girls meeting up later on and everything. I don't know how long this is going to last, but it's finally good just to get a little breather of them not, you know, bumping heads, you know what I'm saying? And so, moving on from that, later on, you know, Phaedra, she's doing activities with the kids or whatever. She's, you know, doing the little zip line thing, and, you know, her and Kenya, they're on the boat with the girls, and they're doing, you know, little cute cheers that, you know, we all, as, you know, young girls probably used to do back in the day or whatever. They have a talent show. You know, the kids are sharing their upbringing, and one of the kids is saying how his brother got shot in the head 3 times and was killed. And I mean, this, like I said, this whole thing was just so touching to me, especially, you know, when these kids were talking about their upbringing. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I teared up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just, I really like this whole, you know, thing that they, you know, that they were doing. Despite the fact of how I may feel about Kenya sometimes and Phaedra sometimes too, it was nice to see them use, you know, their platform on here to show them doing something great for the, you know, community. They have, you know, the kids, you know, they're crying and emotional, and, you know, they're hugging, you know, them and everything, and telling them how much they appreciate them for doing this for them. And, you know, they have a bonfire or whatever, and, you know, Kenya and Phaedra, they're glad to have each other's friendship again, and, you know, blase. So let's talk about the dinner. So the dinner that, you know, Phaedra, you know, planned to have with all the girls to, you know, pretty much thank them. So they all meet up and everything, and, you know, she's thanking everybody for raising the money for Flint. Sorry, y'all. Gotta give me a little H2O in the system. Ooh. Anyways, so Phaedra, she says she wants them to go on a glamping trip, which is just another way of her trying to say camping. You know what I'm saying? She wants to go on a camping trip with them or whatever, and they are kind of hesitant at first or whatever. Candy is like, you know, where are you planning on having this at? Phaedra's like, you know, I'm not sure yet. I just wanted to see, you know, who's interested, you know what I'm saying, in doing this. So then they're all pretty much on board with it and everything. Then Kenya, she brings up, you know, concerns or whatever in regards to Portia. They bring up, you know, she was like, you know, we haven't gone on a trip in a while. You know, she brings up the Cynthia and Portia incident. You know, Kenya, she pretty much throws Phaedra out there and was like, you know, Phaedra said that, you know, that you know, back at the mystery house or whatever, or the mystery room, that you wanted to share with us, you know, your anger management situation or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Portia, she's looking confused, like, huh? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fucking, you know, Phaedra, she's acting all, you know, stuck or whatever, sipping on her water or whatever the fuck she was drinking, acting as if she didn't say that shit when they played the tape back and she did say that. You know what I'm saying? You know, Kenya is like, you know, well, that's what she told me and everything. And, you know, Phaedra is like that, you know, Portia, you know, Phaedra is saying that she said that Portia is in a peaceful place and all this other stuff. Kenya like, bitch, you're lying. You know, Kenya is like asking Portia, like, is this something that you don't want us to know about or whatever, this, that, and the third. And then she brings up the whole Jamie situation. You guys know, when Portia, got into it with, her friend Janie in the alley or whatever on the last episode of last season's thing or whatever. And we still to this day don't quite know what happened with that situation. But yeah, so Cynthia, she's kind of concerned too. Portia, she feels ambushed, and Kenya says that she doesn't have a problem with Portia or whatever. And then she, brings up their situation, how, she apologized, but Portia didn't. And, Portia's like, yeah, motherfucker, because you pointed something in my goddamn face. You know what I'm saying? And, Kenya's like, oh, so now it's all on me. Like, Kenya, you was wrong in that situation. You were wrong. Point, I mean, I don't even feel like going back through all that, at this particular moment or whatever. But, I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? You don't point shit in people's faces and think that they just supposed to take that shit kindly. At least everybody is not going to take that kindly. Because had it been me, I probably would have did the same. I probably would have did worse than what Portia did. I'm going to just be honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not promoting violence or whatever, but it's just you don't do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so Candy is telling, Kenya, look, don't ask no questions. Just shut your ass up. So Candy, she asks she reiterates what Kenya is asking, like how is the anger management thing going or whatever. She does ask in the polite way and everything. And Portia, you could tell she's kind of, on the defense or whatever, but she explains, how it's going great, but, she's not going for them or whatever, this, that, and the third, in which I agree, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to go to anger management or whatever, you should go for you, not for other motherfuckers and everything, this, that, and the third. Candy feels like Portia is bullshit and that she really not going to anger management, and that's why she don't want to talk about it. I mean, I'm kind of like, yeah, she probably not going to anger management anymore, whatever, this, that, and the third. But at the same time, it's really, even if she was, if she isn't or she ain't, it's really none of y'all business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, But anyways, Sheree is saying that, she feels like that it's not that serious or whatever. And, Portia doesn't appreciate the tone of this conversation, where the conversation is going. Kenya is saying that, because Portia is asking, like, is motherfuckers afraid of me or whatever, this, that, and third. And Kenya is like, no one is afraid of you or whatever, because we're all sitting here together. So Portia is like, okay, so what's the point then? Like, what is the point of, that you're trying to make or whatever? And, Candy is saying the point is, what are your triggers? This, that, and the third. And, Kenya tries to compare, Portia and Matt or whatever. Is saying how Matt didn't physically try to harm her. But he's a man, though. And supposed to be your man on top of that. Breaking windows and, spraying cameras and shit like that. And you're like, Kenya, cut the bullshit. Okay? Like, you still, yeah, I don't believe you are, you're right. You aren't scared of Portia. You sit up here and try to put on this facade like you are, but then you sit up here at the table like as if you're not scared of her and everything. But then you sit up here and talk about how, Matt has never, tried to physically harm you. But he's a man, for one. On top of that, you're a man. And he's doing all this crazy shit. Yeah, he ain't put his hands on you yet. Or at least that we know of. Like, fuck out of here. Like, this is the shit I be talking about with her. But anyway, so, she asks Portia if she on medication or whatever. And Portia says, if y'all care, like, Portia's like, I'm not on no medication or whatever. And Portia's like, if y'all care so much, y'all would have called or whatever, this, that, and the third. And she's like, Kenya the one brought this situation up, and I feel like y'all all piggybacked off of the shit. And Candy is like, hold up, don't hit me with no motherfucking piggyback bullshit or whatever, this, that, and the third. And so Portia, she repeats what she says. Candy tells her to piggyback her ass up from the table and everything. I'm like, ooh. And then, so Portia tells Candy she ain't got to be cussing at her like that, this, that, and the third and everything, and don't know why she's being aggressive. Portia now, I mean, you know, you and Candy just had y'all situation a couple of episodes ago when you try to come at her about the situation between her and Phaedra. I'm just saying. But anyway, so Candy, she gets up to get some water. Portia, she decides to leave and everything. Phaedra and Sheree get up to go see about her. And then Kenya feels the need, to go to chase after Portia. For what? For what? Kenya, like Portia said, you're not her fucking friend. So why do you need to be following her out this goddamn restaurant? And Kenya's trying to justify, like, I mean, if the anger management is working, I don't see why I don't need to come to everything. Phaedra's told her a couple of times that she don't feel like it's a good idea for Kenya to come and everything. Cynthia is even like in her confessional. I mean, child, if you want to agitate her even more, then go ahead, be my guest. You know what I'm saying? What else happened? Portia, you know, Portia is telling Sheree and all, you know, Kenya and Phaedra, she's done with all of them. She's done with everybody. This, that, and the third. And, you know, Portia is like, you know, Kenya want me to pop her or whatever, but I ain't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I know people felt like maybe Portia could have handled the situation a little differently. Honestly, I feel like Portia has handled this situation a little bit better than she has, you know, other situations. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't put her hands on nobody. You know what I mean? Although, like I said, the Kenya situation, I completely understand that. Now, the Cynthia situation, I felt like the both of them was wrong. I felt like Cynthia, she was on one, you know what I'm saying? She was turned. But at the same time, I mean, you know, once Portia saw that Cynthia was not in a sober state of mind, Portia should have backed the fuck up instead of, you know, hovering over top of her. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, back to the matter at hand. Portia, she leaves or whatever. Phaedra is trying to text her to come back and everything. Sheree is telling Kenya, I mean, bitch, you do provoke people and everything. And, you know, Kenya's like, oh, so now this is all about me and everything. And, you know, she brings up, you know, Sheree brings up Matt and, you know, him breaking windows and all this other stuff. And it's obvious how she provokes people and all this other stuff. And Kenya is like, Kenya brings up, you know, Sheree, so, you know, allegedly being in a domestic violence situation, this, that, and the third. And Kenya's like, I haven't been jumped on since I was 16, and they going back and forth, this, that, and the third. And, you know, Portia, she returns and everything. And, you know, Phaedra and Sheree, they talk to her or whatever. Everybody else is over it. They get in their cars and leave. You know, Sheree says that, you know, Kenya tries to make light of a domestic violence situation. Like, she was, I mean, you know, Sheree was saying that she ain't never been in a situation like that, but the fact that she, you know, making light of it, she don't appreciate that shit. Portia brings up what Kenya said at the table earlier or whatever, and Phaedra is still lying or whatever about what she said or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, you know, Portia is pretty much telling, you know, Phaedra that she needs to watch her back. Like, I know you friends with Kenya and everything, this, that, and the third, but you don't need to be telling her your business and all this other stuff. And, you know, it's kind of like, you know, when Candy was trying to tell, you know, trying to tell Phaedra about Nene or whatever, and now Nene ain't friends with Phaedra no more. And now Portia is telling you to be careful with Kenya. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you know, just an observation that I made. You know what I'm saying? This, day, and the third. But, yeah. Phaedra, yeah. I mean, even though, like I said, I like the fact that her and Kenya are getting along and everything. Is like, you know, you still need to be careful with her. You know what I'm saying? But, anyways, Portia also wants to know what the hell is going on with Candy or whatever. And wants, you know, and want to find out why she got so bent out of shape off the piggyback comment or whatever. And I'm just like, girl, you already know what it is. Y'all just had y'all situation not too long ago. But anyways, that pretty much was it, y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys come back. And I will be back for Love and Hip Hop. Alright. See y'all in a few.